Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Pillars of Eternity play. I have finally
Builder's
figured
wisdom
out
to you.
what I want to do with my money. First of all, we're gonna buy this. Second of all, we're gonna buy this, I think. Yes, we're gonna buy that. Third of all, we're gonna buy that. We're gonna buy everything, I think. I'm not really sure. Let's see. This seems really good, and I just kind of want it. This doesn't seem to be very good to me anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of that. This also doesn't seem to be very good to me, so we're gonna get rid of that. This, we're also gonna get rid of. This, don't need that anymore. These, we're just kind of rid of them. If I need to get them back or whatever, I can. Aloth's armor, we're also gonna get rid of. Goodbye, we don't need it. As for these two things, I'm not sure what I want to do. This doesn't seem as amazing as I would think. Well, actually, that is pretty good. That is what we're gonna do. All right, okay. There goes all of our money. Now, Adair is got a ruffian bonus. Yeah, weapon focus is ruffian, and he's also got weapon specialization of ruffian. And unfortunately, none of these weapons right here all have the same bonus from something like that. The only ones is a saber and club, and this is a club. So we're actually going to take down his shield, which makes me kind of sad because that's 20 deflection. But we're going to give him the club, and he'll be dual wielding that from now on. And holy cow, secondary. Yeah, the accuracy of this thing is just insane. So yeah, we're gonna have him dual wielding that. I can actually dual wield. I don't know why I only have the one spear up because that's silly. I now to figure out what we want to do with these weapons. I can also dual wield with something. It just depends on what I want to dual wield with. Strike hard is high damage. 17 to 25. This is 14 to 20, but this can stun on crits and is also exceptional, whereas this is also exceptional. What is this? This is fine, only fine. Coordinating, damaging, this is a huge amount of damage, which is why I really like that one. This is also fine, but it doesn't deal as much damage. I think I want to go with two that are... Wait a second. Can I... Oh no, because that's damaging 3. Might go with that one. This is still really nice, though. Alright, well, let's just equip one. 58, 75. Same. Hammer does more damage. What about this? That is less, but it does a bit more damage. I would think that is really good. That actually looks pretty dangerous. You don't want a man running at you with something like that, or even something like that. Dang, that's really kind of scary looking, honestly. Strike hard, more attack speed. Who could actually use that? She could use that. So I think we'll give strike hard to her. We'll have her also dual wield. We're just gonna have like everyone dual wielding. So yeah, strike hard. Throws of Salt Hollow, Corrosive Blast, Draining, and Find. It's good, but not as good as I would like it to be. So we'll give her that and the sword. There we go. So that makes her look awesome. He looks pretty powerful, and so do I. Like, you don't want this guy running at you in any universe. That's just horrifying. Duran's staff, increased reach and burning lash. I don't think as powerful as the Morning Star would be. Does he have any like specializations? Oh, I forgot to start my watch again. No, he does not. So, I could give him the sword. What are his stats though? Might. Okay. What about him? He uses the Estoque, which is very good. Yeah, this is already an amazing weapon. Slow, slow. Yeah, I think we'll let him keep that. He uses a flail. I'm using a flail. Oh, I didn't remember that we had 2 flails. Ooh. For grazed hit, draining, restores endurance. What does any of mine do that? I just really like the extra damage that this mace does, though. Because it really hurts. It goes bypass. This. It's fine, though, and so will have higher accuracy. And I kind of like that. So, we'll give him the... Okay, is he got any specialization? No, he does not also. So we'll give him the sword. So if Aloth builds the giant sword. How much might does he have? 15. So I think that's pretty decent enough. And we'll give... His staff will be replaced with that. Because it can be. We could replace this... Could give him these to dual wield. I'm not really sure about that. Let's see. Slash pierce. Crush pierce. That's just pierce. And that's just crush. What about him? He's also got this bow. I don't think he even needs to use. That's just crush. And that's just slash. So pierce and crush. That might be better if we have like something that he can switch to. Even though this is basically what he's best made for. We'll leave him at we'll leave him with that. Dang, yeah. There's so much we can do really with all this. This is Francis, so we'll go to him. Yeah, there just really is so much we can do. But that is what we'll keep with. I think that's pretty fair, strong combination. And what is she wearing? She needs to be purple. That kind of color purple. It should be darker, actually. There we go. That matches her thing. There we go. And there he can go back to also like just being blue or blue. Yeah, okay, whatever. I am perfectly okay with red. I mean, there's actually no change in this color on myself. Just silly, but okay. Endurance, he can stay blue, I guess. Him being red, I don't know how much. Well, it changes his cap color. That can stay. Maybe try to do the same colors. I don't think we'll get it. White. Makes it look like a turban. We'll just have it. Okay, that's a nice color, I guess. Whatever. Alright. So yeah, I think that's what we'll have. We'll keep with that. Guess there's gotta be more stuff that we can buy. Let's see what you have. You will not regret it. Please, no tasting. Oh, okay, he's just got stuff that I don't care about. Phew! No, don't needing to spend more money. But Helieth Ravenwing. Still really like this weapon. It's really nice. Deals so much damage. But yeah, that'll be our optimization of items and equipment and weapons and armor. So many cool things. Like it's really hard to make up my mind on really what I want. Could also give We could give Alaf, actually, because he's got low... Wait. I don't remember how low his dexterity was. I'll have to look at that again. I know Kanna's got really low dexterity, so maybe he should actually dual wield instead of using the Estoc. Let's check. Dexterity is 11. His is 9. His is 9. Hers is 11. So perhaps we ought to have them dual wield something as well instead. Kanna should also... Technically, they would all need to like dual wield something. His is high enough that I think we can leave him with a two-handed sword. This is still kind of nice. He's got really high might, and this does a lot of damage, but not that much. So we'll replace that with this. Let's see, what's that? 67, 55, 55, 64. Okay. There, that makes it look better. That will keep on this. Oh, he's actually got an additional weapon set now. Okay, we'll put the sword there still then. I didn't know he had an additional weapon set. Cool. Else? No. Okay.
I'll take care of it.
That is what we shall keep with then. And we will be continuing on through the main quest, I guess. Actually, we could go finish the rest of these. What is our stance with Defiance Bay? Ally, still faintly good. Turn to Radric's Hold and find your challenger. We should do that. But what is this? Search Twin Elms for signs of Thaus. I think we want to go here for that then. Or here, yeah. This is a really cool building. A lot of detail. Oh my gosh, look at him. He's so small. Mind your manners in our sacred grounds.
Step lightly, foreigner.
Yeah.
Well?
I'm gonna go inside. Hope you don't mind. Looking for Thaus. Building the Warden's Lodge and...
Of course.
Tribesmen. Keepers of the Stone. Guided Compass. Hola! ¿Cómo estás?
Another Estramore. What do you want?
Looking for another who passed through the city.
Few Estramoran are given the freedom of our sacred city. That you ask for this person is suspicious. There are reasons we don't let you Estramoran roam our sacred city. Reasons I am coming to understand.
You're having some kind of trouble? Maybe I could help.
I'm afraid not.
Looters have grown bolder at the sights of the builders. The people of Defiance Bay set fire to their own city. And every week, the three Tusk Stelgar bring news of more desperate settlers pushing at our borders, trying to escape their plague of Anolfane children.
Suddenly, you feel the presence of someone else in the hall. The Amenfath continues to glare at you, but something has stepped out of her skin. It reaches out to you.
Permitting more strangers the freedom of the city is out of the question right now. Go and be thankful that Anamfath Shimak doesn't sit in the passage of the Six today. He would not be so kind as I.
Whoa! What's going on? A vision of an Orlan man appears near Bethel. He has the same green-brown fur and hazel eyes as she does. Help me reason with them, he points behind you. Turning, you see the ghostly shapes of 5 other Anamfatha, another Orlan with tawny fur and a scarred face, a frowning dwarf, and a black-furred Orlan, and 2 elves.
Is that other Orland? Looks just like you.
Scowl creases around her face. Is this your idea of a joke? Your kind have no sense of subtlety. Subtlety. Blah, 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 blah. The spectral Orlan takes another step from her, setting his foot down with a slow, heavy motion. Tendrils of essence stream between them, and he grimaces and leans forward as if struggling against a gale. The angry Anamenfath winces. War. The spectral Orlan's voice is a rasping cloak. They're headed for war. Remind them of Furworld's warning.
Does Furworld's warning mean anything to you?
Furworld's soul image gasps. Taut threads of essence tug at him, drawing him back into the Anamfath. He looks up at you again. I tried to tell them, the builders' souls have touched even the Estremorn.
You'd better explain yourself.
Okay.
Builders' souls have touched even the Estremorn.
There's no way you could have known this saying. Not unless you are a Galuth on Anams, a watcher of souls.
Yes, I'm a watcher.
Nods. That explains much.
Feralt's warning came before the Broken Stone War. Feralt, my ancestor on my mother's side, was Anamfath of our tribe then. When the Estremoric farmers defiled the builders' monuments, Feralt urged the other Anamfatha to patience, but louder, angrier voices prevailed. Feralt believed that the invaders could be taught to respect the builders as we do. He also believed the builders' souls had spread to all peoples, and that we should avoid needless conflict with others. More practically, he worried that a violent response would only spur further bloodshed across the generations, and you can see where we are today.
After 2 wars with the Deerwood, his warning is more relevant than ever.
While Feralt's words were shrewd, they were ignored back then. Simply remembering his warning now will not undo the wars and the changes that the years have seen. There is blood on these stones, and that is all anyone remembers now.
Image of a polished Adra cube flashes into your mind. There is writing on the sides, but the image is too faint for you to read it. The Anamenfath turns away from you and looks. Anamenfath? Bleh. I can never say that. Turns away from you and looks at the ground, gnawing a pointed claw.
Can't change the past, but your choices still matter.
She looks away at you sadly. Yes, that is the problem.
Another Estremor came through here a few days ago, and, well, letting him through was a mistake. One I am eager not to repeat. The Guided Compass tribe has a reputation for being too soft with Estremoran. One that will not be improved by my failure to stop this man who has desecrated our most sacred sites.
It sounds like the man I came here to stop.
I won't repeat a mistake in my haste to correct it. We bar twin elms from Estremoran to protect the ancient places that the builders left behind. The builders left this heritage to us to defend, but they alone had access to it. On this much, at least the 6 tribes agree.
You again see the polished Adra cornerstone in your mind. This time the image is clearer. Each face of the stone is inscribed with a phrase you know by heart, and you feel your lips form words.
A gift from the builders of civilization to the guardians of their legacy. The guardians watch the door while the builders keep the key.
These were the words given to the keepers of the stone.
I know.
Very well. The city is yours to explore. Tell the guard at the gate that you come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the Guided Compass. If the gods have truly returned one of the builders to us, find the Delimgon of Ter Evron in Elm's Reach. If the gods have sent you here with a purpose, the Delimgon will know.
In the meantime, I shall be here to assist you. Okay. Fascinating.
Well?
Their brother fleeing in shame? I don't believe any of it. Blah 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 blah. Not my problem right now, bub. Sorry. Still, I would like to go back to Defiance Bay and finish quests for companions. But I don't know if that'll happen. Guess we can go to the Long District or Elm's Reach District. Let's just continue on with the game. For the time being. We can always go back to do all the other stuff at the very end, like what happened in Baldur's Gate 1. Like, I got to a certain point where I'm like, alright, so before we continue the main quest line, we'll go do everything else. The guard places his spear between you and the path that leads beyond the gates. Still, Estremor, the rest of the city is forbidden except by order of one of the Anamfatha. Trespassing in Twin Elms is punishable by death.
I come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the guided compass.
Guard scowls and looks at his companion, who nods back. He turns to you again, his knuckles whitening around the shaft of his spear. Always too cozy with the Estremor. And go then, and mind your step around the sacred stones. Excellent. Bye, moron. Elm's Reach.
Hello.
1 hour to reach it. Jesus. You can change how much metagame information is displayed in conversations via the options. Man, 1 hour of walking, that's not that far actually. 1 hour of driving would be a very long way. Walking, not that far. Still, it's an hour of walking. Holy cow, I would never do that. 4 frame rate, blah blah blah. Confident, what the? There's no confident tribesman here. Alright then. Ooh.
Pretty area.
The Golden Grove. Oh. All warriors. I'm a warrior, sort of. Blood Sands, Ter Everon, Twin Elms. Let's go here then, I think. Oh yeah.
Oh, hello.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara ex Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
Honor me, crowned Inquisitor.
It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
How would we reach her?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
How would we get Eivor to move on to Ausinius?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Still do I get this? Oh, hello. Invisible. Oh. Three ladies. Tira. Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, rigid and scaly, wreathed in curling tangle of roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of serrated leaves like the drooping branches of the elms above, and the pupils of their eyes are encircled by hundreds or even thousands of concentric rings, as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of millennia.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell him and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of his predecessor.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
I seek a man who came through here. Sounds as though you've already met him.
There! By his own admission, Sheetha.
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer. Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial. The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Stopping him might end Woodwin's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheetha. He has always been a poison.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
You just need to get to Theos.
I am sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
What's she mean? I thought Merriwald said. Alice's face is rigid. This is permanent? What? Kinda glances at you. But that can't be right. Not after everything. There must be someone else we can ask. Friends, we did not come down this road together to be refused passage by a pair of talking saplings. Adiko, there must be some way.
So this has all been for nothing, and I'm going to lose my mind.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
What was the first soul, yo?
No, but I had hoped there would something I could forget.
A mercy, to be sure, but how can you grant mercy to a soul that has already judged itself guilty?
However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Sheetha?
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
You underestimate me.
Or perhaps you underestimate your foe, old one. Where your soul is renewed in its ignorance in each span of your life, his only grows in cunning and resolve.
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
Past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Yes. Do you remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos's path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
Said you knew where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there another way to get to him?
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean, with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
How would I ever get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
So the only way to get through this pit is to pray for help.
Not the only way. Just the only one that doesn't end with your body impaled on jagged rocks.
How do I pray?
Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
Farewell. That's enough I need to know.
Before you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, What would you do with him? What would give you peace?
Don't know until I get there.
A great many questions still to be answered. All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned, and it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Interesting. So I'm guessing this is like one of the last stops of like the main mission. So I think at this point I would want to. I don't know. I'm actually really interested in what's going on here. We might do the gods things, but it's about time we wrap this up. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.